Portland is easily becoming one of my most visited places, but I don't care. I love Portland. I love Oregon. I want to have some sort of investment, home, place, something tying me to Oregon. It's such a happy state. I don't know, maybe if you live there you don't feel the same way, but me, every time that I've been there, it's just such happy vibes and sunshine and flowers. It's so beautiful, and not just the city of Portland, but the beaches, the mountains, the cheese factories. Oregon has a lot to offer, and I feel like I've only scratched the surface. So I recently went back home a couple months ago, and I took a small trip to Portland with my boyfriend because he's never been there before, and I've talked about it so much that I just really wanted to show him why it's one of my favorite places to visit. So diving right in, we went to one of Portland's many food pods and got one of the yummiest bobas I've ever tried at Honey Thai Food, and this delicious lamb fry explosion at Turkish Cuisine. And oh my God, it was the best combo ever, and I wish I could have it again. After we ate, we headed on over to the Grotto, which is a beautiful outdoor Catholic shrine and sanctuary filled with gardens, sculptures, a meditation chapel, and a monastery. I loved seeing all the different shrines that they had, my favorite being the Our Lady of Guadalupe shrine. It's a perfect place to walk around, get some fresh air, and just be at peace. The next morning, we woke up early to have breakfast at Pine State Biscuits. Oh my God, when I tell you that these were the best biscuit sandwiches I've ever had, and brisket hash browns on the side. Sad story, the cleaning lady at our Airbnb actually tossed our food because she thought that we left. After breakfast, we made a quick stop at the ADIDAS associate store, which if you haven't heard of, it's basically an ADIDAS store where associates can shop everything at 50% off retail price. And people who aren't ADIDAS associates can make a reservation and shop there as well. And since in Oregon there's no sales tax, I feel like it's a win-win. Our next stop was the Pollock Mansion next to Washington Park. Now, the Pollock Mansion is a landmark in Portland because it embodies the story of how Portland transformed from a pioneer town to a modern industrialized city through one of its most influential families. Luckily, right next to the mansion, like literally sharing the same parking lot, was one of the entrances to Forest Park, one of the largest urban forests in the United States. We gave the Oregon Zoo a shot, and it was actually pretty fun. Even though we went on a really cold and gloomy day, we still saw a good variety of animals. So in Portland, two things are a must: good food and good beer. There are about 70 different breweries just in Portland, and while we didn't have time to try all of them, we settled for a few. Each of them so tasty and unique. We walked around Alberta Arts District, which isn't exactly how I remembered it the first couple times, but there are plenty of restaurants to choose from and cute shops. Okay, so one of my favorite places was definitely Ground Control Arcade. Okay, so think of any old game, video game, arcade game that you might have played as a kid, and chances are this place has it. Ground Control is the classic arcade with over 100 classic arcade games, and it has a bar, so it's so much fun. You can drink and play games and just have a good time. Multnomah Falls, I feel like, is one of the most touristy places to visit in Oregon, but it's so worth it. Yes, there are a lot of people that go, but it's not overcrowded. At least I've never felt overwhelmed being there. It's just outside of Portland, about a half hour north, and it's a beautiful waterfall located in the Columbia River Gorge. and you can just hike up to the top and the view is breathtaking. Washington Park was our last stop. This park is huge. Side note, the Oregon Zoo is actually located in this park, but we went on a different side this last day and tried to visit the rose garden, which wasn't successful because all the roses had been cut and hadn't grown back yet for the springtime. But it was still nice. We walked around and the day was sunny, and what was really special was seeing the Holocaust Memorial. There's this huge wall that you come across that has a bunch of stories of the survivors engraved. It's just mind-blowing how impactful this event was and how it forever changed people's lives.